Well, let's check in on what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the JSE that just closed. Of course, a lot of heat that has come through to the economic landscape, the global geopolitical landscape, as the US has entered the war with Israel and Iran. Where over the weekend it attacked 3 nuclear sites. Of course, that raising quite a lot of uncertainty and speculation in the market. But even with all of that, we are seeing the all share in positive territory today, greening by more than 0.4%, and that largely coming from the Resources 10 complex that surged almost 2.5%. And in that, we are seeing buoyancy in the PGM counters today. We also do have the Industrial 25 with a gain of 0.8%. Of course, Naspers and Process are contributing to that as they come out with positive annual results. But backing that trend is the Financial 15 that has seen a decline of over 1%. Let's take a look at the markets in the US, and of course, as we're closely watching the developments in the geopolitical landscape, we're also going to be combing through some economic data points, particularly from the US this week. We have the second revision of the Q1 GDP print coming out on Thursday, and we also have the PCE inflation figure coming out on Friday. And of course, we will be hearing some commentary from Fed officials this week as well. Those markets in positive territory, the S&P 500 are climbing more than 0.4%, again on the tech-heavy Nasdaq of more than 0.5%, and the Dow ticking up by almost 0.25%. Let's check in on the markets across the Atlantic. Those markets not looking happy at all, backing the trend that we have seen in the global markets. We do have the FTSE 100 declining by 0.5%, the CAC 40 softening by almost 0.2%, and the DAX edging lower by more than 0.25%. Let's check in on the currency scene and start off with how the Rand is doing against some of the major currencies. A lot of volatility on the Rand because earlier I had seen it at around 18 Rand 40 against the US dollar. Now back below that 18 Rand level against the greenback, sitting at 17 Rand 96. The local unit against the pound at 24 Rand 26, and against the euro at 20 Rand 75. Let's check in on the other currency pairs, starting off with the euro dollar at 1.15, the pound dollar at 1.34, and the yen seeing some weakness against the US dollar, just below 147 against that currency.